All right, we are live. Live on the Wellness and Weight Loss for Women podcast, episode number 23. So you're watching on video. We have a backup plan for our audio, so we're going to get this turned on as you're watching there live, possibly after the fact on YouTube. Ooh, wait a minute, we gotta get a headphone. So wireless wired mics. Give them a preview of what we're going to be doing today.
All right, we've got 3 myths that we are going to bust for you today on weight loss. So while Joe is getting our wireless wired mics, if you're watching, post where you are from. Right now it is in the 50s in Jacksonville, and that's cool.
Yes, I got my windbreaker on, I got my fleece underneath. It's a little chilly, right? So what housekeeping can we share with our viewers there right now?
Let's see.
What could they do if you're watching live? What can you do while you're watching live? Do they know somebody maybe they could share this with right now? Tag them, say, hey, you got to check out Joey and Nikki. Also, if you want to see any of the other coaches in the future on here, let us know. You may have seen some already. Maddie, Corinne. We're getting our wireless wired mics set up here. I think we're going to go, let's see, freestyle right here. Go right through layer 1. Actually, I'm getting a little warm here.
Taking off a layer?
Taking off a layer. Getting a little warm as we're running around. Over here.
We have a local housekeeping before the podcast starts.
Local housekeeping.
If this is your jacket, I appreciate you leaving it here, but it will be here for you next time.
It's a nice one.
Yeah, keeping it warm for you.
Fleecy. All right, so we're aiming to keep this under 30 minutes. Wireless wired mics are good to go. We're going to hit record. Welcome to the Wellness and Weight Loss for Women podcast. For women, episode number
23.
This is Joey Atlas with
Nick
Doherty. And as you're listening on audio, please keep in mind that we have our video being recorded in real time on Facebook Live. And then after the fact, we upload it. We keep it there on Facebook. We also upload it to YouTube so we can share that and people can tune in and find us in the future, which seems to be happening lately. We have people finding us from all over the world, actually.
Yeah.
And we know that because we can see some of the analytics behind the scenes on where people are tuning in from. And the numbers are slowly increasing. And we even have people reaching out to us, coming to sign up for the freebies, reaching out about coaching, local and long distance. Some people actually inquiring about the home gym systems so that they can use our methods at home and benefit for a lifetime. So on that note, if somebody's local, what's the best way for them to get in touch with you if they want to come try some small group training sessions out or one-on-one personal training? What's the best way?
Best way, directly. Give me a call or text, 904-891-3680. You can also email me, Nikki, Nikki, @sculptafit.com, SCULPTAFIT.com. You can reach us on Facebook. You can send a message through our Sculptafit website, to sculptafit.com. Call, text, email, Facebook.
We actually have. I know one definitely, and if there's one, there's more. We have one lady. I think her name is Nilda. Hello, Nilda, if you're watching. She's actually part of the Fit for Life Facebook group. She says she's been spending so much time on the actual sculptafit.com website because of all the blog posts, the other videos that we share, the configuration videos that we post on there. And she's starting to do the methods, some of my videos, some of the Sculptafit Club videos, and she's like, I love what you guys are putting out there. So thank you for everybody who's connecting. It lets us know we're on the right track and we're helping with our version of the right information for you. Maybe not for everybody, but for you and all the other people that need this kind of gentle focused, slow, safe approach to health, wellness, longevity through fitness and good mindset, because it all starts up here, and proper nutrition. Speaking of nutrition, we're going to be covering the three more damaging myths of weight loss that are confusing so many people out there and keeping people stuck in a rut. Before we go into that though, if you're long distance, you're not local, and and you're new here, somebody shared this with you, or you're just coming across us, you want to start out with all of our freebies, which are, number one, this podcast and video show. Number two, go to fitnesstraining.live. That's fitnesstraining.live, just like it sounds, .live. And you can sign up for several free videos, recipe video, a home exercise, toning video, a mindset video, and then a few others we have in there, plus a few that we add each week or every other week. We'll be sending out more and more once you're on that freebie list. And then you get exposed to everything we have to offer, from private membership program that gives you access to hundreds of videos and home programs, long distance coaching, possibly purchasing a home gym system that we use here and that I have at home and that other clients now have at home all over the world for your home or your office or the yacht or the vacation home, and possibly eventually coming to our future immersion retreats, or immersion experiences actually, that we're talking about and slowly planning on the side burner, because experiencing this in real time is actually pretty cool, and it's transformative. It evolves you in ways that you can't imagine. So we're gonna save that for another day. That's just a teaser for you. We're gonna get right into our myths, our three more damaging myths of weight loss.
Sticky note version.
So I'm gonna have you be the guide here, and you're gonna take us through, and we're gonna talk about them. So what is number one?
Number one, the starvation mode myth.
I'm surprised you could read my writing there.
I've known you like that.
Wrote really fast. The starvation mode myth. Now we're talking about this because this has been around for decades, and I still can't believe people talk about the starvation mode myth. And it's come to the surface because I have some remote private coaching clients who have had to get over this. We've had to work through this because they've been taught that in order for them not to go into starvation mode and start storing body fat as a reaction and gaining weight, that they need to eat every 2 to 3 hours through the entire day, starting first thing in the morning. Now the nonsense about this is that if you're going to be eating every 2 to 3 hours a day throughout the day, starting first thing in the morning because supposedly you went into starvation mode overnight, number one, it's unrealistic. It's just simply not sustainable. We don't live that way. And as humans, we weren't designed that way. The other part of it is, if you're going to be eating that often, it's usually several meals, several medium snacks, and a few small snacks. The problem with eating that much is that everything has to be super, super clean, meaning low fat, no sugar, because you're eating all this food and you can't have any excess because everything that you're taking in has to either be clean carbohydrate, clean fiber, and a clean protein, and very little fat or sugar. Problem with that is people actually feel like they're on a diet, right? It's like this diet that never ends. And besides the starvation mode mechanism being a complete farce and like totally unproven, we will say this. We know people who do eat 9 meals a day and they've reached their goals. Like we've come across people that has happened to, right? But the other 95% of people who try that, I'll do the gym trainer's method of not going into starvation mode and ramping up my metabolism by eating all the time. No. Most people, like, we call them regular people. Like, we're living real lives. We're living full lives. We're not a bodybuilder. We're not trainers who live in the gym and the gym is my life and my nutrition is this robotic outlay of half a day on the weekend of full meal prep. Everything's in a container for the entire week, and everything is done on a schedule. We can't live like that. Some people can. I'm not saying some people can't. And I'm not disrespecting you if you're one of those people. But that's not for most people. It's just not. This all comes back to the starvation mode thing. Have you ever seen a picture of hunger strikers that have gained weight? Like, if you ever see pictures of hunger strikers, they're skinny. You can tell they're on a hunger strike. You don't see anybody 300 pounds on a hunger strike and like, oh my God, they're starving themselves to death. Look at them, they're disappearing, right? They're skin and bones. No! Hunger strikers don't go into starvation mode. That's more proof right there. But the other proof is that there are so many people who find ways to have a natural pattern to their eating based on true, real hunger, like physiological hunger, not emotional hunger, not mental hunger fueled by stress and anxiety, but real physiological hunger that dictates their random eating pattern. Yes, most people can stick to like a breakfast, lunch, dinner of some sorts, but sometimes if you look at it closely, you're like, oh, well, that was a really, really light breakfast at 10:30. It wasn't a big, full breakfast, hearty breakfast at 7 a.m. Right. Two different things. Mm-hmm. Same name, breakfast, but two very different things. Maybe a light lunch of a salad, a soup, and a nice protein, maybe. And then a well-rounded, healthy, balanced, enjoyable dinner. Not a diet dinner of like steamed brown rice, steamed broccoli, and steamed rubbery chicken. No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about foods that are super healthy, but prepared in a way that are super tasty, enjoyable, and actually people come to crave them when they're cooked properly. And if you're a plant-based eater, like I am plant-based, not only plant, I may have, I don't know, chicken once every 3 or 4 weeks, but plant-based for the most part, then your proteins are going to be various nuts, seeds, beans, etc. Some veggies have good protein. But the point is, I personally have been doing time-defined eating, I call it. Some people call it intermittent fasting. That's what the mass market calls it. Time-defined eating is when, okay, I'm going to start eating around noon, give or take a little bit. It might be 11 sometimes, it might be 2. Like today, it might actually be 2 o'clock. By the time we get done with this, I might actually stay and do a training session since it's the quiet hours. Is there any personal training going on?
Not today.
Not today. Okay, so midday, I'm probably going to do a training session since there's nothing going on in the middle of the day here. Then by the time I break my fast, it's going to be maybe 2 o'clock, give or take. I don't know. But my point is, if anybody was going to go into starvation mode, it would be this guy. It would be this guy. Because I used to have to eat at 7 a.m. and I would eat 2,000 calories easily. And I used to be my heaviest back then. And I thought I was doing myself good. But I had to work out so much, so hard, add extra cardio. It was totally dysfunctional. So starvation mode is a complete myth. Our bodies, our metabolisms, our physiology do not work that way. We're not robots, we're not machines. Our bodies are much more efficient, and we thrive on going through periods of not putting any food or nutrients in our body so that our bodies can go through the various healing processes. There's all kinds of research studies that are being done, coming out, proving the concepts of intermittent fasting or time-restricted or time-defined eating. And it's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger because the proof is already there. Now, various professionals will actually look more closely at what foods are being eaten, what times, what are this person's activity levels, et cetera, et cetera. And so the evidence will continue to mount in favor of that style of eating. Not to say that others can't be good, which we're going to talk about here, but it's the opposite, actually, of starvation mode type stuff. Mm-hmm. It's going long periods, sometimes 16, 18, 20 hours without consuming substantial calories, and your body is burning fat. It's actually doing really well and getting healthier in the process. Do not try this on your own. We advise anybody to speak to your physician, say, I'm interested in intermittent fasting or time-restricted or time-defined eating. Again, we're not talking about a diet. We're not telling you what foods to eat. That is simply the timing patterns of when you do eat. The what you actually do eat in those times is a chapter for another day, right? All right, number 2.
I like it. All right.
Make sense on the starvation
Yeah, it
leg
makes a
stuff?
lot of sense. And for, it's just, it doesn't have to be every 3 hours. I think that's a big point. That's such an old school bro science.
Yeah, yeah.
Such a bro science. Some people it works.
Right. And you're not going to lose muscle if you go 10 hours
Yeah.
without eating. I've gained muscle as I've eaten less. Go figure. And I'm not just talking about me. I've got plenty of clients. I have friends who are making that transition, and they're like, man, this is awesome. Like, I just feel, look, and am better.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where the proof is in reality.
All right, number 2. Is that the word this? All right. The calories in / calories out myth.
Okay, so the calories in versus calories out myth. This is not so much a myth as it is a concept for possible misunderstanding. Okay? Now, it's a myth for people who try calories in, calories out, and it doesn't work. Because it doesn't work for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the reasons why it doesn't work for everybody are not always the same reason. They could be miscalculating their calories in versus calories out, and if there's a miscalculation, it's not going to work.
Right.
They could be doing calories in, calories out with no exercise because they think, well, if it's just calories in, calories out, I don't need to exercise because I'll just calculate based on my non-exercise needs. We need exercise for proper metabolism, for hormone regulation, and for all the other aspects of health that it brings, wellness, longevity. We need exercise. So don't try to get out of it by doing this calories in, calories out thing. Proper exercise, and it doesn't have to be a lot, it doesn't have to be hardcore, it doesn't have to kill you. Proper exercise, which is what we're all about here, is enough to get the metabolism going, where it actually does make a dysfunctional calories in, calories out equation, actually tips the scales and makes it work. It makes that equation work. One of the biggest myths of calories in versus calories out, again, it does work for certain people, doesn't work for certain people. So again, it's true for some, a very big myth for others. The thing that people need to know is it's not only calories in versus calories out, because what's the factor about calories that we like to pay attention to? It's the
Nutrition value?
nutrition value. Nutrition value, the quality of those calories. Sure, you could lose weight eating a few cookies a day, or eating half a pint of ice cream, or 1 or 2 Twinkies. We don't want to name names, but you get the gist. You can lose weight that way. The problem is it's the quality of those calories and the non-existence of nutrients that are putting your health at sacrifice, right? So if you're putting the right number of calories in your body, but it's all from processed garbage and junk foods, fast food, versus the person who's doing calories in, who's doing it all from high quality, salads, veggies, healthy fats, healthy nuts and seeds, healthy clean proteins, high quality carbohydrates, all the foods that bring the nutrients into the human body that are necessary for healing and to sustain life properly and to prevent diseases, prevent premature aging. 2 very different equations. Okay, so calories in versus calories out, we also want to think about our health and the impact of those calories that we're putting into this body. Suffice it to say that magically, when the calories are actually from better sources, the body loses weight more easily because of all these other good effects that these high quality calories and nutrients have on the body's systems, the metabolism, the hormone system, skeletal system, muscular system, the fascia, the brain, the neurological system, the brain, the mind works better when we feed it the proper nutrients. So don't be fooled by the calories in, calories out myth. You still need to eat in a healthful way, a wholesome way that provides the body with proper nutrients.
Absolutely.
So again, there's truth to calories in, calories out, but not totally true all the time. There are several layers of various myths, and I think we covered them enough so that people have an understanding of what's this calories in versus calories out thing. You know, what are the deeper layers behind it?
Perfect.
Right?
I think we did.
Number 3.
Number 3, no resistance exercise until weight is down.
Oh.
With diet.
Let me see. Let me read my chicken scratch because I'm going to have Nikki start this one off. No resistance exercise until your weight is down with diet and maybe cardio exercise. So we hear people, the trainer or the doctor said, we're going to wait several months before we start resistance training until we get some weight coming off, right? Now, okay, that's fine. It does work for some people. There's nothing wrong with waiting 3 to 6 months, but our philosophy is there's no reason to wait when your resistance exercise program is actually beneficial. It's not going to overstrain you, and it's actually going to help you lose weight even faster. Yeah. So I'm going to have you pick up on this one a little bit.
Awesome. Okay, so we hear this a lot. I want to just get that weight down before I start building muscle.
Right.
And it just kills me. It kills me. Especially in everyday life, you're probably going to squat, right? Squat down and pick up something. You're probably going to be picking up groceries. You're doing
You're going to turn and do something.
So
right?
why
Core
not?
training.
Yeah. Why not do it safely? Why not practice those moves? Why not build your metabolism and build that lean muscle so that you're burning calories longer and quicker and more efficiently, as opposed to just doing long bouts of cardio. People say, okay, well, I need to start
dieting.
And I need to diet, and then I need to go walking or running for at least an hour and a half, and I can't do anything else.
Yeah, the problem with that is it's too strict from the start. Right? So I'm gonna start getting the initial X amount of pounds off by dieting and by only cardio, lots of cardio and no resistance training. So number one, they're starting off with a diet, and we usually know what that looks like. It's something that they don't want to even be doing. We're talking about something very different than eating in a healthy, wholesome way, which is very different than traditional, stereotypical dieting. Most people don't want to diet. It's like a battle from the moment it starts, even before it starts. So they're dieting to try to get the weight down. They're doing only cardio, which is great. Cardio is awesome, various types. Even just walking for certain people is cardio when you're starting from ground zero. Problem is, cardio can be overdone when you're overweight, right? You get shin splints, back can hurt, knees can hurt. The catalyst here that we're talking about is not traditional resistance training in the gym, which looks like weightlifting and grueling and the machines and all this uncomfortable, time-consuming stuff that feels like punishment and torture. We're not talking about that. We're talking about proper resistance training of the body, mostly body weight, some bands, some accessories like we use in here, but from a place that stimulates the body's muscular system, the skeletal system, the fascia system, the connective tissue, the neural system, the brain, in a way that just some cardio and dieting alone can't do. So, when the resistance training is structured in a format and from a program that actually is conducive to weight loss, then it makes all the sense in the world to include it instead of exclude it under the guise of this old-fashioned approach that resistance training means hardcore weightlifting machines and building muscle. No, we're not looking to necessarily build muscle. We're looking to make your body more efficient. That means, yes, stimulating the muscles, but all the other systems I just listed, we're looking to stimulate all those so that the body says, oh, everything's waking up. Now we need to release some of this excess body fat that's been accumulated on this body that's in storage. We need to start releasing it. Right? So it's like this extra catalyst that exponentiates any kind of cardio you might be doing and any kind of proper eating you might be doing. It makes everything happen faster, but in a safe and enjoyable way. Right? So it actually, if you're not doing that, you're just delaying your progress and your results and the benefits. And you're making the dieting that much harder, and you're making the cardio that much harder, because you won't need to be dieting as restrictively, and you won't need to be doing as much cardio when you're doing proper resistance training of all the body systems that make it want to lose weight.
And I think that's a big point. Some people think that, okay, like I'm going to make this change for diet, I'm going to make this change for cardio, I don't have time to add in resistance. When really, you bring them all together and you save time. You're getting more impact out of it.
Exactly. You could trim down the cardio time, and then resistance training, we're not saying 70 minutes in the gym going all out. We're talking about, in the beginning, maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes of just even getting on the floor on a mat. We've got full training sessions that somebody can do on a mat, whether here or at home or wherever, traveling, it doesn't matter. On vacation, on business, just on the mat alone, in a typical basic hotel room or living room, you could do what we consider a full beginner's resistance training workout, for lack of a better word. We don't like to use the typical workout word because it stereotypes a different vision in people's minds, but legitimately, these are actual workouts. They're just super gentle, super safe, and it allows people to make that kind of progress faster by, what are we getting in shape? When we're doing our kind of resistance training as a primer to somebody's early program who wants to lose weight, get healthier, get fit, and stave off disease and premature aging, what systems, what areas are we looking to strengthen and prime for these people? Like what can they expect?
Systems, the ones that you named?
No, like what parts of their body can they expect to become better and stronger and more capable?
What we see a lot, knees are better. They feel less achy. The core feels stronger. The balance, the posture, the shoulders, they feel less tension through their neck and their head. Even just getting started, you feel better moving. It's easier to get out of bed without less aches and pains. It's easier to have more energy throughout the day. Even just through the basic ones you said, the workouts that we have in the portal that are 20 minutes, floor exercises. You feel energized, you feel less ache. It's almost like you had a massage.
Right, so did you hear everything she just listed?
Great.
Like, and that's with a 15 to 20 minute resistance exercise session, but from our methods, gentle, body weight, slow, focused, controlled, that bring about all these changes she just listed that I can't even get out. But it happens, and it's simple. The key is knowing. Most people just don't know this, right? They only know what they know or what other fitness pros are trying to teach because that's all they know, which is fine. Right. But there's this whole other world that people need to be exposed to, and that's what we're doing here. That's why we bring you this messaging. That's why we share with you what we can, because we want you to make faster results. We want you to be healthy and safe. We want you to have hardly any risk of injury at all, if none, because we care. And we want you to get the benefits, and so we share this so that you might have a better chance of reaching your goals faster, more safely, and permanently. Because when you do this the right way, this is all permanent for life. You never have to stop. You never have to get derailed unless you choose to. Because this is all realistic, doable, for life, sustainable, and we're living proof of that. And we have lots of clients who are also living proof of that. So, did we cover everything?
I think we did. Those 3 myths busted.
3 myths. 3 more.
3 more myths.
Damaging weight loss myths, busted or clarified. The calories in, calories out one had several layers that we clarified. So, on that note, what can we leave people with? If you're local, what do we do?
Call me, text me, 904-891-3680.
And share this with somebody. If you're local here in the Jacksonville area, St. John's, Nocatee, Mandarin, Fleming Island, Orange Park, St. Augustine, North St. Augustine especially, Royal Gulf Village. We have people that come from all those areas come here because what do they say?
It's worth it.
It's worth it. Like when your life is good and it's changing and you're happy and healthy, fit and strong and no anxiety and you're not moody, it's worth it. So if you're local, come in, let Nikki know you'd like to try some free small group personal training and or some one-on-one private training. If you're long distance, reach out to us, still connect with us. You can do that at fitnesstraining.live. Start with all of our freebies. Come find us on Facebook, Sculptafit, SCULPTAFIT. You can come find me on Facebook, Joey Atlas. You'll find me, Joey Atlas Fitness. You can find Nick Doherty, NIKDOH. ERTY, Nick Doherty on Facebook. Connect with us. We've got a lot of good stuff for you. And we know this because people are connecting from afar and they're telling us, oh man, what you're sharing is unique. It's different. It's what I've been trying to figure out, but I can't find anywhere else. You guys are awesome. I'm going back to all the videos you made, all the previous podcast episodes. It's like this gold mine of information that's speaking directly to me. So go back. If this is your first episode, go back to previous ones. Reach out to us. Let us know that you also like what we're sharing with you and that it's helping you. And think of one person, maybe 10,000 people in your company or whatever that you can share this with who needs clarity, who needs hope, who needs to hear that there are better ways to do all this stuff that are realistic, enjoyable, effective, and can be done for life because they're sustainable. Did we cover it all?
Covered it all.
We're good. All right, so as you're watching on video, we're going to take off our wired wireless mics. And if you're listening on audio, thank you for tuning in. This was episode number
23.
23. We'll be back with 24 next time. As always, thank you. This is Joey Atlas and
Doherty.
until next time.
See you.
Bye-bye. And if you're on video, if you're watching still, which you are because you're still watching, post below. Let us know where you're watching from.
Yes.
Let us know if you have any questions for future episodes, and think of at least one person, if not a few thousand, that you can share this with. Tag them, send it over to them, hit the share button, send it over to them. Let us enlighten them too. Let us help them too, so we can make this world a better place. As always, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.